And I invite you to just close your eyes to start off. See if you can relax your eyelids. Soften the worry lines in your forehead. Relax the cheekbones. Let the jaw hang heavy. Relax the shoulders. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Let it go out the mouth. Begin to focus on your breath, breathing in and out through the nose. So in yoga, we call this the Ujjayi breath. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. Long, slow breaths. Noticing the rise of the chest with each breath in, and the relaxation with each breath out. And then just go ahead and blink open your eyes. Keep that breath just the way you're doing it. Plant your palms, come onto your hands and your knees in a tabletop position. Shoulders are stacked directly over the wrists, hips are stacked directly over the knees. Inhale, drop your belly down to the mat, gaze up to the ceiling or the sky. And with your exhale, press the mat away, round the spine, tuck the chin into the chest. Again, inhale, press the belly button down, gaze up, cow pose. Exhale, move the other way, rounding the spine. 2 more of these. Inhale, press the belly down, look up. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine. Last time, go with your own breath. And then just returning to a neutral spine, a flat back in this tabletop position. From here, crawl your fingertips a little bit further forward. Tuck your toes, send your hips back, downward facing dog. So probably a pose you're familiar with to some degree. And just starting by taking any movements here that feel good. Maybe pedaling out your feet. Maybe rocking the hips from side to side. Sometimes it feels nice to shake the head yes, shake it no. And then finding a place of stillness. Work to press the crown of your head down towards the mat. Feeling the activation through your upper back, the thoracic spine. Deep breath in. And a full breath out. Look up to your hands. Step your feet to the top of the mat. Feet are going to be hips width distance at the top of the mat. Interlace the elbows. Come into ragdoll pose. Soften the lower back. Maybe rock from side to side if that feels nice. Maybe stay in stillness. Take one more full breath in. And a full emptying breath out. Release the elbows, let the fingers fall down to the mat. With an inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, fold over the legs. Again, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. One more time. Inhale, lengthen the spine, hollow out the belly. Exhale, fold forward. With your next inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Take your exhale at the top. And we're in Tadasana mountain pose. Bring the feet together so the big toes are touching. Inhale, reach the fingertips up, look up to the hands. Exhale, press the palms together, bring the hands down to heart center. Inhale again, reach the fingers up, look up to the thumbs. Exhale, fold forward over the legs. And we'll begin with our flow. So with an inhale, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back into a high plank, coming onto the tips of the toes and the palms of the hands. Work to activate your core here. So try and pull the belly button towards the spine. Feel that activation. And then focus on the breath. For 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knees down to the mat. With an inhale, sweep the chest forward. Come into upward facing dog or cobra pose. And with your exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. And we'll take about 3 breaths in this downward facing dog. Work to press your sit bones towards the back of the mat, really feeling the activation through the backs of your legs. Take 1 more breath here. And we'll start with our sun salutation A's. So look up to your hands, step your feet forward. Feet can either be hips width distance or the big toes can be touching. I like to do these with my big toes touching. It's more traditional. With an inhale, lengthen your spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, mountain pose, reach the fingers up above you. Exhale, press the palms together, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine forward. Exhale, plant the palms, step the feet back into high plank. From your high plank, this time lower into a low plank, chaturanga, hovering the chest 1 inch above the mat. And then with an inhale, lift the chest, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths here. Always working to keep the mind relaxed, even as we move through the poses, the different asanas. Look up to the hands, step the feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, yogi bow, fold forward. Inhale, root to rise, mountain pose, reach the fingers up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the chest. Exhale, plant the palms again, step the feet back into a high plank. From your high plank, lower into a low plank, chaturanga. Inhale, lift the chest, upward facing dog, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1 breath here. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look up to your hands. Exhale, step or lightly jump your feet forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, mountain pose, reach the fingers above you. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step or jump back into a low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we'll pause in this down dog for 3 breaths. Staying focused on the rhythm of the breath, the rise of every inhalation, and the fall of every exhalation. Moving into our sun B's. Inhale, lift the heels. Again, bend the knees, look up to the hands. Exhale, step or jump the feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bring the big toes to touch if they aren't already. Sit the hips back, reach the fingers up, chair pose, Utkatasana. See if you can sit the hips 6 inches further back. Good, and then pull your upper arm bones further back to your ears. Holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Straighten the legs, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step or jump back into a chaturanga. Inhale takes you to upward facing dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Rise up into warrior number one. Plant the left foot at a 45-degree angle. Reach the fingertips above the head. Look down at your right thigh. Make sure that the right thigh is directly parallel to the mat. So the knee shouldn't be too far back, but it also shouldn't be too far forward. So just finding that middle ground there. Inhale. Exhale, plant the palms, step the right foot straight back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Rise up into warrior one. And then again, just finding that middle ground with the left thigh. Breathing here. One more inhale. Exhale, plant the palms, step the left foot back, downward facing dog. We're going to do one more round of sun bees. This time we're going to do one breath per movement. So do your best to keep up. You can slow down if you need to. Inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, look long. Exhale, step or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Breath is the most important part. Inhale, chair pose. Reach the fingers up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the palms, step or jump back into a chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Inhale, rise up, warrior number one. Exhale, plant the palms, step the right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Inhale, rise up, Virabhadrasana one. Exhale, plant the palms, step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the heels, come onto the tips of the toes. Exhale, wave the spine forward into a high plank. Good, and then from your high plank, lower onto the knees. Sit the hips back, child's pose. Fingers can stay in front of you, or you can bring them back towards the toes. Forehead can rest on the mat. Working to slow down the breath. Take one more breath at your own pace. And then when you're ready, make your way back into down dog. Really awesome job so far. Keep it up. Stay connected with the breath. That's the most important part. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Warrior two. Plant the left foot, spiral the arms open so the right fingertips reach out in front, left fingertips reach out behind you. With an inhale, reverse your warrior, reach your right arm back. Feel the opening in the right side of the body. And then with your exhale, come into extended side angle pose. So the right forearm can either come on top of the right thigh, or the right hand can come all the way down to the mat, planting next to the foot. Then reach your left arm overhead. Your palm is facing downwards. Work to spiral your spine open to the left side, really rinsing every vertebrae. Take one more breath here. Beautiful. And with your exhale, plant the left palm, step the right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step the left foot forward, warrior two. Reaching actively through the fingers. Inhale, flip your palm, reverse the warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Take whatever variation you took on the other side. Again, right hand reaches out in front of you, and then work to spiral the spine open to the right. One more breath. With your exhale, plant your right palm, plant your left palm, step the left foot back, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or jump. Inhale, halfway lift, hollow out the belly. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, reach the fingers up. Exhale, press the palms together, bring the hands to heart center. Lift your right leg. Wrap your right leg around the top of your left thigh. Wrap your right arm under the left arm. Garudasana, eagle pose. Find your balance. See if you can sit the hips a little further down. And then lift the elbows a little higher. For 3, 2, 1. Listen close. Release the bind with your arms. Release the bind with your legs, but keep the right foot lifted. Come into tree pose. Bring your right heel either to your left calf or to your left inner thigh. Press your palms together. Bring the hands to heart center. Find something to lock your eye gaze on out in front of you. Anything that's not moving. It's really going to help with the balance. If you feel steady, reach your arms up above your head. Follow one more breath. Slowly bring the hands back to heart center. Lower the right foot down. Lift your left leg. Wrap your left leg around your right leg. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Sweep your left arm underneath your right arm. Find the balance here. Continue to ground down through the right heel. Sit the hips a little lower. Lift the elbows a little higher. For 3, 2, 1. Release the bind with your arms. Keep the left leg lifted. Slowly unravel and come into tree pose on this side. Press the palms together. Again, lock your eye gaze on anything that's not moving. If you feel steady, reach the fingers up above you. Slowly return the hands to heart center. Lower the left foot down to meet the right foot. Awesome job. Inhale, sweep the arms up, take a slight back bend, push the hips forward as you reach the fingers back. And then with your exhale, swan dive all the way down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back to down dog or jump back into a chaturanga and roll through a vinyasa, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. So a vinyasa is just upward facing dog into downward facing dog. And we all meet in the same place. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, step your right foot forward, warrior two. Inhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, hinge your upper body forward, lower the right hand down towards the mat. Triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. Try and stack your left shoulder directly on top of your right shoulder, and then work to pull the back of your right knee towards the back of the mat. Good. Bring your eye gaze up to your left thumb. Lower the left hand down to the top of the mat. Step your left foot slightly towards the right foot. Feet are going to be between 3 and 3.5 feet apart on the mat. Doesn't have to be exact. Just an approximation there. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold over the leg. Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. With your inhales, work to lengthen the spine forward. With your exhales, work to pull the right hip back as you push the left hip forward. One more breath. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, pivot your feet to face the left side of your mat. So feet are going to come really wide. We're coming into a side-facing, wide-legged forward fold. Make sure the feet are in line with each other. With an inhale, lift your chest, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold right down the center. Drop the crown of the head down to the hands. Let the head hang heavy. Let gravity do the work here. One more cycle of breath. With your next inhale, slowly begin to lift the chest. Pivot the feet to face the front of the mat. Crawl the hands forward. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, step the left foot forward. Warrior two. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Exhale, hinge forward, triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. Again, the right shoulder stacks directly on top of the left shoulder. Work to keep pulling the back of the left knee towards the back of the mat. Really feel the whole left hamstring start to stretch. And then gaze up to the right thumb to make the pose complete. Slowly lower the right hand down to the top of the mat. Step the right foot slightly towards the left foot. Inhale, lengthen the spine, straighten the left leg. Exhale, fold over the left leg. Again, our pyramid pose. Take one more breath. With your next inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, step your right foot to meet your left foot at the top of the mat. Fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come into a Malasana prayer squat. Bring your feet slightly wider than they are now. Toes are going to be pointing outwards. I'm going to face the camera so you guys can see a little better here. So the toes are facing outwards. Palms pressed together, hands come to heart center. Maybe close the eyelids for a couple breaths. This is a really great pose to tune back into the breath, tune into what's happening inside the body in this moment. And then blink open your eyes, plant the palms, step the feet back, downward facing dog. With an inhale, lift your heels, shift your weight towards your toes. Exhale, wave the spine forward, high plank. From your high plank, lower the knees down to the mat. Come up onto the knees. Bring your hands to your lower back with the thumbs facing outwards. Slowly begin to press the hips forward as you roll the shoulders back. Drop the crown of the head back. Camel pose, Ustrasana. If you feel steady here, bring your right hand down to your right heel with the fingers facing towards the toes. And then bring the left hand down to the left heel. Of course, feel free to stay where you are in that first variation. One more breath. And slowly bring your hands back to your lower back. If your hands came down to the heels, make your way back up to center. And then come onto your back, flat on the back. We're going to take one round of back bends here. Two options. First option is going to be to take a bridge pose, planting the feet behind the sit bones, lifting the lower back, interlacing the fingertips behind the lower back, straightening the arms. Option two, come into wheel pose. Plant the palms next to the ears, lift the hips all the way up. So wherever you're going to go, without hesitation, plant the palms, lift the hips, find your way into your back bend. For 5, 4, 3, see if you can lift the hips even higher. For 2, and on 1, slowly lower all the way onto the back. Bring the soles of the feet to touch. Let the knees fall open to the sides, Supta Baddha Konasana. Take a moment of rest here. Bring your left hand to your heart, your right hand to your belly. Feel the heartbeat. Feel the rise and the fall of each breath. The belly ballooning open with each inhale. And feeling it relax and contract with each exhale. Blink open your eyes if you close your eyes. Come into happy baby. Bring your hands to the outer edges of your feet. Pull the knees down towards the armpits, but try and keep the lower back grounded down here. You can stay in stillness, of course. You can rock from side to side if that feels nice. And then wherever you went, hug the knees into the chest, wrap the arms around the shins. Take 3 rocks back and forth. So we're going along the length of the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae. Just bringing some blood flow back into the spine. And once you get to the 3rd time at the top, cross the ankles, plant the palms, step back into downward facing dog. From your down dog, with an inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, swing the right knee behind the right wrist, half pigeon pose. Lower the left leg down. And find your way into a place of stillness. That could mean staying here in upward facing pigeon. But of course, if you want to come onto the forearms, that's often a nice place to be. Maybe even crawling the fingers out in front of you. But no straining. Don't overstretch, don't push the body. Just finding a nice, easy place, a place of ease. And then once you find that place of ease, see how much you can relax that right hip. With each exhale, see how much you can soften. letting a little more tension go with each breath. If the fingers are crawled out in front of you, start to bring them back towards the body. Keep the right shin where it is. Swing the left leg forward. I'm going to face the camera so you can see. We're just coming into a double pigeon pose. So the left heel is going to stack on top of the right knee. If this is too much for you, if this is like not going to happen, it's all good. Bring your left shin in front of the right shin, coming into an easy Sukhasana, almost like a crisscross position. But if you can, bring that left foot on top of the right knee. Flex the left foot, so pull the left toes towards the midline of the body. And then with an inhale, see if you can find some length through the crown of your head. And then with your exhale, option to fold over the legs, crawling the fingers out in front of you. Take one more breath. And slowly bring the fingers back to the body if they're crawled forward. Swing the left leg back, step the right foot back, downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here to maybe pedal out the feet, rock the hips from side to side. Any counter stretches that feel nice. And then return to stillness. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, half pigeon left side. Swing the left shin forward, lower the right knee down. And just going where you need to go here. If the fingers are crawled out, start to bring them back to the body. Swing the right knee forward. Stack the right foot on top of the left foot. So again, setting up for double pigeon or Sukhasana with the right shin in front of the left shin. Wherever you go, inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, option to fold forward. Crawl the fingers out in front of you. Soften the right hip. With each breath, just letting something new go. Finding more relaxation in the body. Really, the challenging part of the sequence is over. It's behind us. So do your best to stay focused, not to drift off, but start to bring some more ease into the practice. Bringing some space into your mind. Take one more breath. And then slowly bring the fingers back to the body. Swing the right foot back. Plant the palms, downward facing dog. Again, a couple breaths here. Take a counter stretch or two. And then we'll meet in stillness. Inhale, lift the heels, shift the weight to the toes. Exhale, wave the spine forward into high plank. From your high plank, lower onto the knees. Come onto your sit bones. Straighten the legs out in front of you. Bring the big toes to touch. Flex the feet so the toes are pulling back towards you. And then with an inhale, reach the fingers up above your head. And with your exhale, fold over the legs. Bring your hands to whatever you can grab. So that could be the ankles. It could be the outer edges of the feet. With an inhale, find some length in your lower back. And with your exhale, fold a little deeper. Pull the elbows down. This is a really special pose, Paschimottanasana, because it's one of the only poses where we're stretching the entire back of our body, all the way from the base of the Achilles tendon all the way up to the shoulders, even up to the base of the neck. Take one more breath here. And then release whatever you have with your hands. Start to make your way back up to center. And we're going to close our practice with one round of inversion. So I'm going to show 2 options you can take. Option 1 is to come into a waterfall pose. So this is a really simple pose. Anyone can manage this. You're just going to come onto your back, straighten the legs up to the ceiling, hands come down to your sides, and just hanging out here, trying to keep the legs at a 90-degree angle with the rest of the body. Option 2 is to come into a shoulder stand, bringing the hands to the lower back, crawling the elbows towards each other, and then again, straighten the legs up to the sky. If you're in shoulder stand, really work to straighten the legs directly upwards. Oftentimes the feet tend to fall towards the head. So just do your best to really be in one straight line. Shoulder stand is, some people refer to it as the king of the poses because it has so many physical benefits. The blood is flushing down towards our head, detoxifying all the bad stuff, the toxins that tend to build up in our lower body. A lot of people say it's great for the thyroid gland. Wherever you are, drop the feet behind your head, come into plow pose. The toes might touch the mat, they might not touch the mat. It's good either way. If they do touch the mat, option to interlace your fingertips behind your lower back and straighten your arms. Plow pose is always done after shoulder stand. And wherever you are, slowly start to bring the knees towards the ears, coming into Karna Pidasana, ear pressure pose. Hands can come to your lower back. And then slow and controlled, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll all the way out onto your spine. Straight legs. Keep your left leg extended outwards. Hug your right knee into your chest. With your left hand, guide your right knee towards the left side of the body. Straighten your right arm open to the right side. Look over your right shoulder. Supine twist. Eyes can be open or eyes can be closed here. Just starting to notice how you feel on the physical level. Any differences in your body compared to when you rolled out your mat today. Just observing. Slowly make your way back to center. Extend your right leg straight out. Hug your left knee into the chest. Guide your left knee towards the right side of the body. Reach the left arm open to the left side. Gaze over the left shoulder. Take one more breath. And slowly roll back to center. Keep the left knee hugged into the chest. Hug the right knee into the chest also. So both knees are going to be squeezing in. Wrap your arms around your shin bones. Really give yourself a big squeeze. Keep the back of your head grounded down onto the mat for now. Really feel the compression between the tops of the thighs and the rib cage, compressing all the internal organs. And then from here, bring your forehead up to the knees, curling up into a tight little ball with the body. Utilize all the effort, all the energy that you have left in your body today. Squeeze in a little bit tighter. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Fill up the belly. Fill up the rib cage. Fill up the throat. Exhale, let it go out the mouth. Release the legs. Open up the arms. Shavasana. Our final pose. Finding a place of comfort. Ideally, closing the eyes here. Moving into a place of complete surrender. Allowing your thoughts to simply be as they are. And just falling behind the thoughts, the emotions. And if you find that your mind tends to race a lot in Shavasana, just know that that's completely normal, completely par for the course. And your job isn't to control the mind. Your job is to simply observe and let go. Slowly start to bring some light movements back into the body. Start with the toes and the fingers. Begin to deepen the breath. Take a full body stretch. Reach the arms over your head. Expand through the chest. Spread the fingers wide. And then when you're ready, make your way onto your right side body in a fetal position. Your right arm can be straight here. The right ear can rest on the right shoulder. Taking one last moment of stillness here. And just know that you can come back to this place of stillness whenever you want throughout your day. We can't always control the external circumstances in our life, but we can always control what's happening inside. When you're ready, make your way all the way up to a seated position at the top of the mat. You can bring your hands to your knees. Eyelids can stay closed here. Again, soften the shoulders. Relax the muscles in the face. Bring your hands to heart center. Press your palms together. And let's take one breath together to close this practice. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Biggest breath of the day. Fill up the lungs. Let the air out the mouth. Let it go. One more just like that. A deep breath in. Fill up. Sigh it out the mouth. Bring your thumb knuckles up to your forehead. And with so much gratitude, thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for being here. It means so much. If you have questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know. And I hope to see you again soon. Again, my name is Mike. Have an awesome rest of your day.